Hi everyone. So today I figured to do another video. This is of a cleaning mats for brushes. I have a bunch of different brushes. I have different kinds, the beauty blenders, which is this one right there. So I figured there's so many of them. There's so many on the market, and I got a new one recently. So I just wanted to jump on here and kind of do a little bit of a review just to show you one of my favorite ones. So here's everything I have. I do have one more. So as you can see, they all different and they're all for the brushes, by the way, except for this little tiny one. This is for the beauty blender, and I'll pick it up and I'll show it to you as I go through the video. I do have one more. I do not have it here because I wasn't able to find it. It's somewhere in my traveling case. I have like separate traveling cases or bags that I use when I go away and I have to use my brushes. Is a tiny one. It's, I would say, something like this. It's a little bit larger, but it's the miniature version of this glove. So it's like a one-sided glove, a little bit bigger than this. And it's by Sigma as well. So just to get started, let's go ahead and start with this one just because it's similar to the other one. This one is a little bit of a unique one, but I'll start with this. And this is the biggest one. This is a Sigma glove, huge. And like I said, it's for cleaning of the brushes, self-explanatory, has the little detailed sides of it, the rinse, the wash, on the other side one more time, different. So this side, you see even the surface is differs, but same idea. And then on the inside you have this cotton insert, and it's the same shape as the glove. So this is the first one. It was not the first one that I bought, but I just wanted to check it out, and I thought it was a good idea, so I kind of bought it just to see. I did use it, and I was not excited about it. It's too big, and I'll explain why after I go through each one. The next one is this one. This is not Sigma. This is some random. I think I bought cheapos like on the dollar store, something like this, or like CVS. So I don't know the brand, and it doesn't say here. Same idea. It hasn't. It has the suction cups, so like you can stick it to the bathtub or to the faucet. And again, it has different surfaces. I did try this as well, and I actually liked this. I liked it. It was very nice. And this is that I use more often at home. The next one, and it's not Sigma. They all same colors, similar colors. I guess they kind of play off it, but it is not Sigma. I don't know the brand, but I like it, and it was cheap. It was definitely cheaper than the Sigma Beauty, their regular collections. The next one is this one, and this one you can actually kind of attach to your hand. It does have suction cups as well. Oh, here you go. So it's Pract, Pract Palmet. I know Sigma has something similar, right? Sigma has, I think, maybe exact same item, just different pricing. Again, this is not the real thing. So I bought it way cheaper than I would have spent. I would have spent way more if I bought a Sigma one. And it's a different color, I'm guessing, but I like it. I don't use it as much just because it's pretty much the same as this, right? Same suction cups, but this gives you a little bit more coverage. And then what I don't like is I don't like cleaning these little things, right? These hooks, these little holes. I don't like to clean that. You can, what it's nice, not that I use it, but you can kind of close this here and then close the other one, right? And you can pull it through your hand. So you can kind of like do this and it would stay on your hand, which is nice. It's different, right? It's another option for this one, but you can actually like keep it on the hand and while you clean the brushes. So this is the next one. This one, I don't think you see I'm using this very often because I use the Beauty Blender or other sponges similar to Beauty Blender. So this is not really for brushes, but I do sometimes use it for small brushes. So I'll use this if I'm, let's say, cleaning my Beauty Blender or I'm cleaning some kind of other sponge and I have small contour brushes for eyes, or let's say the smudgers, or small brushes, or small for eyeliners. I don't want to use the whole thing like this. I don't want to use the whole mat and then clean the mat. And if I only have those tiny brushes for the eyes, I'll just use this, and it works as nice as the mats. When it's small detailed brush, it still cleans the little rubbery things. They still clean it. So sometimes if I just have the eye brushes with the blenders, I'll just use this. It's smaller, it's tinier, it's easier to clean, and we're done. Especially when you're traveling, this is nice. I don't like to pack too many items, so this would be perfect actually. The next one is this, and again, this was some cheap company. And I thought it was a really cool idea at first, right? At first, I thought, okay, you stick it, there's a suction cup, you stick it to the sink. And then what I liked is you have these, if you can see it, the sides are a little bit raised. They're kind of like in the cup version, just like the suction cup, but the opposite is the cleaning. It has all the surfaces. As you can see, it's a little dirty. I did already try, cleaning out the brushes, and that's why I can give you a review just to show you, did I like it? Did I not like it? So I cleaned it, and I have to say, I thought I would love it just because of how it is made like a cup, which means that I thought that when you take the brush and you kind of go around while you're cleaning the inside brush, I figured the outside would still get cleaned by these items. So I thought it would be way nicer than any of these flat based mats. And I have to say, I did not like this. My issue was, first of all, the suction cup is too small. It might have worked if the suction cup was as big as the head, because it would have a stronger, more secure hold. And then what I also had, which I did not have with these two, so these two did not have an issue. When I sucked them in on the faucet, they did not move. These two, they did not move from the suction cups, so they were not slide in and out. This one, it actually kept sliding around the faucet. I have the kind of like a stand, like a tulip stand faucet. So it would go around sliding out in, which is very uncomfortable because you would have to actually use two hands. Here you can use one hand. You'll stick it in on the faucet and you just clean with one hand. You hold the brush and you just kind of like up and down, and you just clean the brushes, which means you can only use one hand. You don't have to use two hands. With this, just like with these, you have to use two hands because you would have to put the glove on your arm, right on your hand, and then the other hand would hold the brushes to clean the brushes. So this is, you would need two hands. This you would need two hands if you actually putting it on your palm. If you're sucking it on the faucet, then you're good and you can just kind of clean with one hand only. With this, it's supposed to be one-handed because you suction cup just sticks to the faucet and you can just clean it with one arm. You can clean the brushes. Unfortunately, it kept sliding in and out, so I had to have the other arm hold it down and then clean the brushes. I don't think it did any better job than the other ones, but it just was a little bit of a nuisance that you actually had to hold it down. Otherwise, it would keep sliding, hence not cleaning the brushes very well. So I thought I bought it maybe like $2-3. I thought it was a nicer one than the other ones, and it did not really work for me. And then the last one is the Sigma as well, and it's this one. And this is a whole setup. So just to show you, so it comes as this tower, right? It comes as this tower. By the way, this one does not have the Sigma name. But it should though, right? It should. Maybe it's not Sigma. So it's possible that this is not Sigma, but I know Sigma has something similar, very similar to this, which again, if it's the same idea, it doesn't really, I don't care for it because you have to use both arms. And I think it's too big. It's still too big. I think this works wonderful. And I have to say, I'll come back to this. Sigma has something similar to this. They just have like a little cutout for the bottom of the sink, but it's exactly the same. I think maybe the size is slightly bigger than this or similar, but it's not two circles. It's more like a bean shaped mat. But I think it's doing a wonderful job, and I think it would do the exact same job as the Sigma one. So coming back to this, it's a tower. So the idea is that you would clean them. They separate. I'm going to show you real quick. I'll separate them after I talk about it, and then I'll show you the three parts. But the idea is you separate these two on the sides. You clean the brushes on this part, right? You clean the brushes on this middle part. It has all the sides, just like a regular mat. You do have to hold this down, so you do need, if you clean it, you do have to have two hands. One is holding this, and the other is actually holding the brush, cleaning against the mat. So first you would clean it, and then once you're done, you wash this off, you rinse this off, you connect the three parts, and then you would hang them up here, and then they would be, if it's a big brush, you would hold them up here as well. Actually, I don't use the insides just because I should have used the insides, but I don't want, I'm not using the insides because there's no air coming out from here, which means that they're going to be drying way slower. For example, if they're here, it's on the outside and it has plenty of air where they will, I can't stand it up. Okay, I'll lay it down. So if you put it down here, right, it sticks out and it can kind of like just air dry. Where inside the cylinder, if I put them inside here, the cylinder is closed. If it's standing on some kind of surface, the cylinder is closed, so it will not be able to air dry as quick or as fast as it would be on the outside. My issue is they have a lot of, you see these the cutouts, they're too big for my brushes. So there's a lot of space for big brushes, but not for small ones. And for the small ones are on the inside. And like I said, I don't like to use the inside because it takes them a little bit too long to air dry on the inside. I wish they would do smaller ones on the outside, because what I did is I would actually put them upside down like this, and I would just put in two brushes, let's say in here, two brushes. I would stretch this out, and then I would kind of like play with the length of the brush so that they don't touch each other at the bristles. And then let me show you how it comes apart. What I also don't like is that it comes apart very easily, too easily, I would say, which means that if I'm kind of like just by accident I can't do it with one arm. Yes, I can. Here you go. So that was easy, right? So again, you brush, you clean, you kind of rinse it off, and then you connect the three parts. And what I don't like, right, you connect the three parts. Then you can just leave it like this as well. So like if you just leave this part, let's say I'm not using these ones because they're too big for me. I'll just use these and I'll just have them kind of sit like this. What I don't like is many times when I try to connect them, and while I was putting in the brushes, it would get separated again. So it was a little bit of a pain in the ass, I'm sorry. And it would be a little bit of a struggle. Like you would have to be careful for you not to separate it, and then it drops down and it just falls on the floor, and it's a little bit of a mess. But it's the only thing here that cleans. And then on top of it, you can kind of hang it up and you can air dry the brushes, which I actually use. I don't use it for cleaning because I hate separating and then rinsing off the little thing. So what I do is I clean it with this, and then I hang up the brushes on this thing, and I just keep it together. So I don't even separate this tower. This tower always, let me just switch and put this back here. So this tower that I have here, the Sigma tower, this actually stays like this, attached the whole time. I never separate it. So these are my cleaning items. I will get rid of some. I will not even bother keeping all of them because I don't need them. The most often that I use, so my overall conclusion or my final review is, out of them all, I would say 3 items that I use on the regular and the fourth, the one that you don't see, but I'll sooner or later I'll post it with some of my other items. Let's say for travel, I'll post it up. So the most used item here is this, which I said this is I bought this cheaper, but Sigma has something similar where they have like a little cutout here for the sink. I use this most often. It has a nice ample space for brushes to kind of go on them. I use this, stuck it in on the faucet, and you just use one hand. I use this for the beauty blender and the small brushes when I don't use the big brushes, so I don't have to waste time and everything else on it. And the tower. The tower I use for the drying of the brushes. I have not found the better solution for drying the brushes because I don't want to put them up so that the water goes into the glue, and then I don't want to lay them down. Similar idea. And plus, I want them to dry nicely. So, three items: this and the tower for drying the brushes, even though some people might actually prefer cleaning with the middle part and then separate, putting it up together and just finishing up like this. The fourth one, like I said, it's a miniature version of this, but same idea is this and this. So the size is between this and this, but looks like this. And it has the same material, the same surface, the scratching surface, but these are my favorite items. This was a letdown. I did not like this at all. It's not even helpful. I'm going to be getting rid of this because it's too bulky. It's too much. And I'm not even looking forward to cleaning this at all. And I don't understand the inside, really. It's an extra material. And then sometimes I will use this, but this is my favorite. This is the winner. I don't even remember how much I bought it, but like I said, Sigma Beauty does have this item on sale. Please write any comments if you have any comments. If you have any, do you have a favorite one? Please share. Maybe I'm missing out and there's some kind of nice product that I'm not aware of. Please share. If I know that Sigma Beauty has a bigger tower, it's too big for me. I don't want to really spend the money or the size of it. I think it's huge. So I'm happy with this. I am looking for other ways to store the brushes while they dry. I'm actually waiting for a shipment from another company, and I think it might be helpful or useful. I don't know if it's going to be better than the tower, but once I get it, I'll give you a review and I'll let you know that is way better than this or the opposite. But please share. Please comment. Let me know, please. I would love to hear your tricks, anything that you might be using to air dry the brushes so they can hang down with the bristles and dry nicely in a nice shape. Or if you have a different mat that you're using. And I am on the lookout for the cleanser, for the actual water cleanser. I am using Beauty Blender, but I'm trying to find something that's a little bit cheaper. I'm gonna try to buy the baby shampoo and see how that works out. I know some people use it. Maybe I'll go back to it just to see how, if I like it, if maybe switch back. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.